how to extract data and analyze project progress without going inside Revit. You can use BIM 360 for this purpose, and you don't need any prior experience. In this video, I will walk you step by step how to open the models, how to navigate around it, how to extract data, and without interfering with Revit and workflow of your team. This is valid specifically for first-time users. If you don't have any prior Revit experience or BIM 360 experience, it will be valid. You can also share this video with your office manager, directors, project managers, or so forth, so they can get immediate access and they can navigate through without an extra effort. So let me walk you step-by-step process. Once you get an invitation to the BIM 360 model in BIM 360, what happens is that you get something like email in this format, and I will be showing you how to do it for the first time. So this is a new email, and this email doesn't have any access to that project, or we didn't create Autodesk account before. So you gotta simply go to your project invitation and there's welcome, and you can use this link. If you cannot find it in your inbox, so search it, maybe it's in the spam or somewhere else. So you can use just this link or at autodesk.com, so you can find all the emails and navigate to the project. So each time you get an invitation for every single project, you receive an email like this format. And when you click on the go to your project, what happens is that I will just copy the link here and paste the link on this format. Otherwise, you can also directly navigate to b360.autodesk.com, and this way you will end up in this login area. But in this case, I will literally use the link that was in my email, and it will bring me to the same location, just the link changes. And here now I will say sign in because I was already invited with my email. We are not going deeper in the admin settings, how things are being invited. We are just looking from the user side, how things are being experienced and what are the things that we need to do. And here it says me create an account or make a sign in. So I will be using another domain here that in order to create the account, but I never created a password for this. So I have no idea what the password is. And maybe I created it before, I forgot. This could be multiple scenarios. In this case, just use forgot your password. As soon as you use forgot your password, it sends an email to you. And in this email, you can easily reset your password. And it will create, it will give you a new kind of email like this and saying, hey, you can reset your password here. And I will use this link, copy the link address. I will just paste it here to reset my password. And I will use just a password quickly here. Okay, reset your password. And now I can continue into my account. And I will just click X here. I will do the sign in one more time. I was never invited before to any other project, so this is the first time. And it will be only one project. So this is a test project, and I'm invited to that test project right away. Obviously, if you have more projects, if you're invited to more than one project, because you might be invited to all the projects in the office, then as soon as you click on this button, you will see all the other projects right away in this area. So it will be listed all of them here, or else you can just use search to filter the projects that you want to navigate to by just typing some letters or some numbers. And this is the area to navigate to the project. And on the left side, there is a home icon and the project home. And if you click over here, you will see a few other icons that you have access to. So I have access to document management, design collaboration, insights. So if you can go also the insights, right now it's not well organized for this project, so I cannot see anything. But if I go project home, I have like basic information like what the project address is, the weather, and the design issues and packages. So if this dashboard is well designed, you will see a lot of information here. You will see what's going on. You will see project overview right away for you, and your BIM team can customize this for you the way that you want. But the most important thing is how they navigate, and the most important thing is to understand how the document management works. So if you go to document management, this is very specific to organization because the naming conventions, the structure might be different for each and every single organization. And as soon as you navigate to document management, I got an error here, which means they invite me to the team. They gave me access to the document management. They gave me access to design collaboration, so all the tools, but they didn't give me access to the specific folders. And most of the time, this kind of error. You will receive it because the teams forget it, because it's easy to send an invitation to the account and then give all the access to document management. But if you don't give access to the specific folders, it's like kind of getting error because you don't see any folders right now. So what I will be doing is I wanted to show this error on purpose. So if you get this, don't freak out or don't get stressed. It's just one step that they have to do extra to give you access to there. So what I will do it right now, I'm just giving this access. I don't want to show you the behind the scenes, how I am doing it exactly. But the most important thing here is that this can be done very, very quickly. So actually I am already done. I will just need to get a refresh here and I will be able to see the work in progress. So if I see this is grayed out, it means that I'm only allowed to specific folders. So that's why this is grayed out. Generally, there are more folders. There are 2, 3, 4, or so forth. And I'm not able to see them because I'm not allowed to see all of them. Obviously, again, this depends on the organizational structure, what you're allowed to see, what not allowed to see, so they don't get confused what's going on, especially if you're a newbie, like you don't have much experience here. But I will just go to work in progress, architecture, and then from here I have just one test project. And I will use this test project. So if you click on this test project, I will have a lot of views at this point, and we are using Autodesk project here, right from directly from them. As soon as you install Revit, you have this project available up to 2023, if I'm not mistaken, and you have multiple 3D views. Look one more time. As soon as you click here, you get immediately jumping into the 3D views if they're available. And I have multiple. So I have perspectives and I have the 3D view itself. But on the left side, I can also navigate to the 2D views, to the different sheets that I can navigate to. So if I go to the 3D, and if I could just click on the 3D, I'll be able to just rotate around and see what's going on in the 3D, zoom in by using your cursor, so front and back, so just moving up or down. And then you can just click with the left mouse button and to rotate. To pan, you need to click on the scroll wheel and then pan in this way. And then if you right click, you will get kind of some properties options, some similar to Windows. So show objects or pivot or so forth. The most important thing is just basic navigation. So you can just click and rotate. But if you just click without holding your mouse, the left button of your mouse, if you just click, it selects an item. So if you just click, it selects that wall. If you just click, it selects a roof. And it's very important because if you select a particular component, and if you start zooming in and zooming out, and especially like if you click and then like rotating around, it generally rotates around that object. So when you click, if you push your scroll wheel up or down, if you just rotate it, you see that the green button is changing its location. So this green point, green dot that you see is actually center of your rotation. So if you just select an item, your green will be right in the middle of that item. So you'll be able to rotate easily around that item. And if I want to rotate around this person, I just select this person. I just click twice, it zooms in, and I can just see that my green dot is around that person. But if I want to now just like navigate freely, I can just, my cursor wheel, I can just push back from the location that I'm pushing back becomes my center of my location for the rotation. So if I just use scroll wheel like that and then start rotating, it will rotate from that pivot point. It might take a few seconds for you to realize how this really works. You need to experiment a little bit, maybe just pause the video for a second and experiment it and then continue, because it might be frustrating in the beginning, or how does this work? But just use zoom in, zoom out, double click on the components to zoom in, and then start rotating with left click and holding your left mouse button and then moving your mouse. You will see immediately how it rotates. So the most important thing is, how can we extract data? How can we extract information from this? Because if you're a project manager, office director, high-level management, project lead, you may not be doing the modeling itself. So you're not doing documentation, you're not doing the modeling. You want to monitor the progress. You want to extract information. If you get a call from your client, you want to immediately access to the right information and able to answer the questions or extract information to give more of a proper answers to your client. So how to do that? If you select a wall or any object, you have a properties here. If you click on the properties, it will give you all the properties for this wall. And the great thing is as well, you can also get the area, length, and all this information right with one click. And this area is for this wall. And it might be like, what about the windows? The windows is not calculated within this area. So it's like penetration. So it's just the surface of the wall itself. It's not like all these windows will be excluded from this area. So if there were no windows here, this facade would be, let me see on the other side, there are also windows. But if there were no windows, so it would be here, I think less windows, it would have been, it's the same amount. So it would have been, if there are less windows, there would have been, this area would be larger. It's very important that you understand that this is excluded, but what you can do is you can click on Control button and select this wall as well. And then rotate and select the back wall as well. And now what you can do, obviously front wall is entirely curtain wall, so I don't want to get that information. And the bottom floor is entirely curtain wall, so I would like to get this wall as well, this wall as well, this wall as well, and then this wall. Perfect. Now I selected all the exterior walls and I can get the areas, the total surface of the, without the openings, the solid areas. Total solid areas, it's 224 meters square. And if I want to change to these as fractional inches, it's easy. What you need to do is you need to go to the file unit, precision, leaf object, display units. So let me just use fractional feet and inches. And now I will be able to get that information. Area, yes. Obviously, you might just use, for example, feet just to get kind of, in this case, maybe not fractional feet and inches, maybe just use feet. Depends on what exactly you would need. And this way, you get the total area of that selection. Okay, so I think it didn't select the total area because now I have to select everything one more time. Like this, I will just not select everything again. So we save some time and you get the sums. You can get the sum of volumes, length, and so forth. And let's say you need information about the windows. So you can just select one of the windows and then select properties. And you can also see the opening size if they have inside the model. If they don't have it, they don't put that information into the family. So you cannot extract it. So it has to be. That's why you need a BIM team on board. So you need a team that helps you to build everything accurately. So you can take this information whenever you need, however you need. So in this case, this is just a model and maybe like your team is also randomly making without getting those key things being necessary for you to extract information. And now I cannot take the meter square or the area of the window. So I have to multiply height with width. And in order to get that area, it's not a big deal, but obviously if you think about a larger scale project or all the time multiplying this, it takes a lot of time and effort. So it would have been much easier for you to just pick the windows and get a total meter square of opening. And this would be a lifesaver. So if I select multiple, as you can see, the height and width does not add up because it's just taken for individually for every single object. So if I select a different size of window, most probably I will have a variable here and it will show you one size of window how much it is and the other size of window how much it is. It will not add it up and it will not show the totals for the windows. So you need to be careful here. And then you can see the type names and everything. So here I can see that they have multiple type names. Here I can just say window. Okay, so the name is actually they're the same. This is single window, single window, single window. Okay, and triple glazed. And now if I select this here, this is a curtain system and there's a curtain system panel. So basically this is an entire, it's a curtain wall and it shows me the panels and panels have areas. So I can, if I want to see the entire glazing of the facade, because it comes naturally directly by Revit itself, because it's a curtain wall, it's not a window. And windows are families, in place families, so they are built specifically for the purpose, while curtain walls are part of system, which is it's like as if you're creating a wall. So it has more inbuilt functionality. Is this mean that windows are worse? So we should use all those curtain walls? Not at all. So they have just different functions. And if I just come here, yeah, here it is. So that I can get the total without the mullions. I can get the total surface of glazing. And obviously, if I want the mullions as well, I wouldn't have in this case. But what I can do here, if I want the opening, I just want to get entire meter square of the face of this gable. What I can do is I can go to the elevation, preferably. So I can just go to this elevation maybe. Is it the back elevation? That's the back. I think I don't have luck with that one right now, do I? Yeah, it's here. That's good. So obviously this is not a, I'm not sure if this is a vector. There's like the most, it looks like me more like a raster because of the some background colors or so forth, but I can get area from here. So but I will not be able to snap. So you need to be careful when you create your drawings. So if they have some shades, some shadows, some colors, they will become a raster, not a vector. And if you don't have vector, like for example, the grids are vector, you can see that I can snap. If you have a raster, you will not be able to snap because it becomes like more like an image. And then here it will be difficult for me to get that information of the facade. Yeah, the entire facade. But more or less, I will just give you kind of a feeling how it would happen. So if you just go, for example, here is nothing is, everything is here is vector. So I can, even I zoom in, you see like everything I can snap, everything is like a line. I can snap and I can get the measurements right away. But if I go on this one, and let's see if I will get the more or less the area. I will not be able to snap anything, but it doesn't even let me to do it because it doesn't able to snap. When it doesn't able to snap, it will not give me any information. No. So it is very important that you keep your drawings more like a vector, and you can, so your project manager, team lead, office director can take easily the information they need, even while they're on the phone. If you're on the phone, you need just, oh, what is the space between, I'm just giving an example, what is the space between the counter, the island, and or between the two islands of the kitchen? You can just say, okay, just give me a second. Here it is. It's about 5 feet. And the conversation goes on. So it becomes very simple and easy. Otherwise, you need to just say, just a second. You need to take maybe like kind of a measure on the paper if you printed already, or ask one of your colleagues. It takes a lot of time and energy. And it also shows to your client that you're not on top of everything. I mean, it gives that impression. It not necessarily means that it's true, but it gives that impression. So that is how you take the information. And then like if you want to get the area, it works very similar way. You just click on this measure button. You just click on the area. And then from here, if I want to see the between the island, how much space area that I have, it's about 73 square foot. So I can get that information right away as well. Very, very easily. And what happens if you want to, for example, locate some places? Like here, I want to locate and I want to do a perspective. You will be able to also locate from your map, and you can immediately show a perspective and see how it looks if you're in a particular meeting. So I just chose a place, I don't know why, behind the column here, but now it's like kind of a human type of this is the first person icon, and this is like as if you're a human, like with a perspective, you're looking at how the space looks like. So what is the space? And then you can use your keyboard WASD, or as with the arrows, so you can start moving front and back with the arrow keys, or WASD. So it's like as if you're playing a game, video game. I can, in this case, I think I can go out of the window. Yes, I can go out of the window like this. So I can just be careful. And if I go climb the stairs, it will actually fly through the stairs, because I am not, as soon as I placed it, I didn't click on the space button, because if I click on the space button right now, it will be, let me just try to do that. 1 second, just navigate a bit. If I click on the space button on the keyboard, now I will be able to, as if I'm walking on the stairs, because it gives gravity. Yeah, the space button would be about gravity. So you need to be careful. I think you will be still falling out, even though there's a gravity, you will be still falling out of the windows. You might still go inside the objects. It doesn't stop you by going into the objects, but it gives you gravity, which means if you go outside someplace, you will be falling down as if it's a video game. But if you click one more time space, you will be able to fly up or down. So you'll be able to fly without falling down. Okay, so let's see the next thing, which is very, very important, is cutting 3D sections. How we can do that, or cutting 3D floor plans. So Z plane, you can, as soon as you click on this little icon here, you have 3 options here. I can just click one more time and it disables it. If you just click right away, it will apply. But if you click on this 3D small arrow, it shows the 3 planes that you want to cut it. So if like 3D sections or 3D floor plans. So I would like to go for 3D floor plans. I have this arrow. Be careful, don't select this rotate, because if you select the rotate, it rotates the cut. But instead, just select this arrow, it becomes yellow, and select and drag it up or down. This way, you make sure that you can easily, again, discuss in the meetings, communicate, see if there is enough space, or leave markups. We will just see in a second how to do the markups as well. But that is the element that you need to use in order to get the feeling of the 3D floor plan. You can drop it down and say a 3D section, carefully select the arrow, and you get the 3D section. And here you can also do the measure. I can still come here and measure this from the 3D to get a feeling of how much the space is. Obviously, be careful when you do it in 3D, because you might snap to the wrong components and this might mislead you. So just be careful when you do it in 3D. I would suggest if you do any measure, preferably do it in 2D if you can. But I can also get, for example, the height that I wasn't able to get. So I can get the height here. So obviously you see I snapped to the wrong location and it gave me a wrong height. But you might say, okay, but I cannot see in one view the bottom of this glass and top of this glass. I have a solution for you for that. So you just click escape to go out of the tool, and then select this roof and right click and hide selected. Now you can also go continue doing a hide selected. Now you see both the top. I will just even do the railing or these hide selected. I can do the railing, the same thing for the railing and so forth. But I might not need for the railing anymore. So I just click measure. Now I can select the top, I can select the bottom, and it can give me kind of a feeling of how high is this. So this is about 19 feet. So this is a very good tool that you can get a feeling of without cutting anything. You can just see what's going on inside, because just you have hidden those elements. And if you want to show them everything, just right click on a empty space, show all objects, and we are done. Split view is really important. So you can just do kind of while you're looking into the 3D, you can also look into the floor plan. So you can split your window into multiple views, and then you can go through the views and get a feeling more about the project. You can also go floor by floor. So you can just, if I'm not mistaken, you can just select all the floors, all the walls from here. But there were also options that you can select the model browser. You can use the model browser in order to only showcase certain items. For example, you want to see only the walls. You can just select the walls and it just shows you all the walls that is in the project, or all the furniture systems, or all the pads, or all the site components, or all the windows. So you can get these kind of information right away. And you can see how many windows there are in the project with a few clicks. So that's model browser is very, very efficient. And obviously you can just use all these different views or 2 3D views in order to just navigate as well. So you can also navigate this perspective is you need. And as a final thing, I would like to show you the markups, because that's going to be very important for you to understand how it works. If I want some changes, I can easily do a markup. So these markups are on the right-hand side. I can just close the split view and it's still on the right-hand side. And I can just use freeform text with a callout or cloud. I just use the cloud here, and then maybe I use a text. This detail needs adjustments. Obviously, I need to be more clear about this, what adjustments that I'm looking for, but still it gives kind of feeling. Now, before you publish, you have two options here. It's a private or public. If you go with the published, which becomes public, it means that anyone in your team will be able to see that. If you go for private, this might be for you first, because maybe you are a lead architect and you want to discuss with the office manager or vice president or so forth, the project manager, before it goes to your entire team. So maybe you just do a lot of notes, like for yourself, these markups, and it's in the markup area on the upper left corner. So as soon as I can just, it's taking its time. And then from here, I can easily do it this published, because I can just drop it down and do published, and will ask me, do you want to publish it? Yes, I want to publish it. Now it becomes public for the team. So I can navigate through those, even though I'm in a different view. So I can just go in a different angle. As soon as I click, it navigates and it pushes you back to that view. So I can easily make those notes. I can meet directly with one of my colleagues and then make it public to the entire team as needed. So obviously only one person might work on this project as well, but the goal is that you make it public to be visible, whoever has access to this project, and they will see the notes. So the comments or markups in the BIM 360 terms. Do you want to learn more? We prepared an exclusive content for you. So if you go to hub.integratedbim.com, you'll unlock a world of knowledge for BIM, Revit, and similar products. But if you want to take it to the next level and have right solution for you whenever you need, so you don't waste time, consider our BIM consulting services. This way, we will be right away there for you whenever you need, help you to standardize your workflows, get the best practices for you, and help you to solve the issues on demand. Join us today, and this is the right way to grow and scale your business.